Beautiful day. Beautiful in Minnesota. That's, I think it's 35 degrees. Birds out, you hear them? They're chirping and everything. Sun's out. So you gotta take, and look, you don't see this, but there's like tons of snow. I made a new friend on Facebook. Never seen snow. Lives in the United States. Like, how have you never seen snow? I don't know, I live in Texas. All right, well, so, I want still sick. And by the way, ladies, I did not get anywhere near the amount of pampering and all poor babying I deserved. I was actually really sick the past couple days. Still trying to fight it, and I think I'll try and hit the gym tomorrow. I relapsed. I ended up working out. I got a membership at a gym that's more close to home, and it was great. Like, after I got a great workout, the next day felt like, you know, muscles, everything was absolutely wreathing in pain, and then I got sick. Just relapse was it. But neither here nor there. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about today, and that is, God, it's packy snow. The split approach, the two-prong approach, or the split strategy approach. They say, what are you talking about, Kat, the split strategy? Well, I got a buddy of mine in Chicago who sent me, I'm going to make snowballs the entire time because it's packiness. It's kind of, you ever like get bubble wrap and you like pop it? It's kind of the same thing when you get packy snow. My buddy in Chicago, he sent me a job posting by BMO Harris. Yeah, I'm mentioning you motherfuckers. I am. Come sue me. Come sue me and take nothing, 'cause blood out of a turnip. That's in my next Jazz Lounge album coming out in February, we estimate. But BMO Harris comes up with this diversity director or coordinator, some kind of fucking bullshit job, because it's marketing. It should be in marketing, because that's all it is. That person's not going to do a lick of damn good. They're not going to do anything productive. They're not going to add to the bottom line, but it's marketing. Say, look, we hired a diversity person. We're BMO Harris. When profit and excellence doesn't matter, diversity, BMO Harris. And what was really telling, was the true word, of this job description was, after you read through 3 pages of single line text, just how bureaucratic, politicized, and corrupt that company has become, to the point that it would list all of this nonsensical fucking gobbledygook. If you ever like read through, do this, look up any kind of class description from a women's studies class, and the amount of academian made up words these people come up with to make themselves sound smart. Like, we're postmodernist theory interpreting the, I can't even make it up. It's such bullshit. You couldn't even fake it. It's in any case, you read through that, and you read through this job posting that BMO Harris has, and you realize, I don't want to work there. I really don't want to work there. And not only do I not want to work there, this place is psychotic. This is not a place you'd want to work. This is not, you're not going to survive, let alone excel, in this kind of corporate environment, unless you're the most politicians of politicians. Politician-y of politicians. You basically read through it. I'm serious. I wrote about it. I said, step back. Take your desperate desire to have employment. Step back. Read through this. As if it were a dating profile. I didn't say that, but I think now it's a perfect analogy. Look at that job description as if it were a dating profile. Would you go on a date with that bitch? I'd use the C word, but because that's how bad BMO Harris's job description was. But this is the pick on BMO Harris. This is every job description. And so it's high time I teach you kids a lesson. Not that I haven't taught you lessons before. Not that your old Uncle Cappy ain't going to help you out. But this is an important one. Why you need to run the dual-pronged strategy. Okay? At the age of early 20s. Damn it, missed it. I'm trying to hit a pile of wood over here. I'm very bad. I used to have a really good arm. I could pitch. I would have, my baseball career never would have been What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the dual prong strategy. When you're in your 20s, there we go, got it. Dead on, right there. Just like a P-51 fire plane. Get it. When you are young, when you're in your 20s, you are going to be in the most difficult financial position of your entire life. We'll put it that way. Mathematically, you are going to be there because you're poor, you have student loans, no one's going to give you a job, the labor market sucks, and so you gotta play by their rules. You gotta go work for these bureaucratic organizations like BMO Harris. You gotta work these jobs. And you're gonna have to suck cock and kiss ass and brown nose and play by the fucking game. And it doesn't matter what your degree is in, it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, it doesn't matter what your GPA is, it doesn't matter what you graduate, you just need the freaking money. So in a lot of ways, you're kind of like that beta supply wage mule. Like you have the mortgage and the wifey who likes to spend a lot of money and children to support. That fucking corporation owns you. You gotta work there. But the key to your freedom is not to believe this corporate bullshit. Like, if I just work a little harder and I get my MBA, and my CFA, and my CPA, and my DDD, my CPE, my ZZX, my XTY, and all this other fucking progressive credentialism bullshit. The true route, both are grammatically correct, to your freedom is to start your own business. And this is the dual prong approach. You run the corporate cocksucking game. You go in, talk to your baby boomer boss who doesn't know how to fucking do Excel, doesn't know how to link, doesn't know how to paste. Give me money. That was my baby boomer impersonation. I'm bored. Give me money. I'm funny because I'm true. Oh. Anyway, so you're just gonna have to suffer that route to put food on the table. But your freedom is not gonna come trying to placate that fucking moron. Trying to placate, read through the job description. You're not going to be that efficient. You're not going to survive. You're not going to excel in that environment because it's hurdles and bureaucracy and ass kissing and Game of Thrones bullshit. What you do to get your freedom is you start a business on the side. You run it parallel. Here's your corporate world and here's your business venture. Now, yeah, hey, look, I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to suck. Yeah, it's going to suck. You're going to work 2 jobs. Not that this is going to be a full-time job, but this is a full-time job, but you're going to have to put effort into it. And what that business is, I don't know. And you know, hey, nobody knows. It takes at least, some people get lucky. I should say it takes at least. Some people get lucky. They say, hey, I figured it out, and they go and they make $1 million. But for most people, it takes at least a decade of wandering in the desert to try and figure out what a market is, what you're really good at, what do you want to do. And it doesn't have to be anything grandiose. Maybe you have a very good skill with carpentry. Maybe you're a very good plumber. You just become an independent contractor on your own. But whatever it is, it's vital that while you're running this game, you run your entrepreneurial own business game at the same time. And this is very easy to do, especially if you're in the corporate world. Because the corporate world has been based on stuff back in the 1910s, where it was all industrialization. You ever wonder, like, well, why do I have to be at work at 8 a.m.? Don't I get the same amount of work done? Yeah, but that's because everybody, aging baby boomers, they can't think outside of the box. Like, hey, wait a minute, maybe they could work from home as long as the work gets done? Even when they say, as long as the work gets done, I don't care, they still care. They still want you to be there because they want you to be their fucking psychological bitch. I don't know. I've stopped trying to figure it out. I've just accepted them for what they are. Right? Anyway, where was I going with that? Shit, I lost my train of thought. Whatever. Oh, that's what I was going to say. There's a lot of waste. About 80% of your time working a corporate gig is going to be wasted sitting there doing nothing, looking busy. Okay? Don't look busy. Actually be busy. Work on your own fucking business while you're there at corporate America. And trust me, guys, trust me, I've been there. I've been down this road. This isn't arrogance or cockiness. This is just me dealing with old bosses. They're so technologically inept that you can do the amount of work that they've done that took them 8 hours, you can do it in like 20 minutes. They're that backwards, they're that outdated, they're that obsolete that you can do it. So, but then you gotta look busy, and that's the worst thing ever. So don't look busy, be busy, working on your motherfucking shit while they're paying you. That's the least they can do for us paying them for their Social Security, their Medicare, and the Medicaid. That's the least they can do. So, you got to be running. You got to be getting your other business up and going. Now, what will happen is this. And again, you could have various levels of luck. You could hit it off, you could make $1 million by the time you're 23. But usually it's going to take a while to build up your business, 5 to 10 years even. But if you start when you graduate, 22, 23, you're working, you start that business on the side, you're running your corporate game, you're running your entrepreneurial game, this in 5 to 10 years, by the time you're in your early 30s, which I know seems a long way away, but it isn't, and you're still young, and you're still hot, as you can obviously see. I'm in my late 30s, and I make late 30s look good. Shit, I want to make the 50s look fucking good. Anyway, my handsomeness aside, you're going to not lose any youth, and you're going to put yourself in a much better situation, because once that business of yours, whatever it may be, starts to pay dividends, then you can start playing two sides against the other. You ever see Fistful of Dollars? Clint Eastwood plays two families in Mexico against one another. If you haven't, you got to see it. It's great to be in the position of not needing the money. And I was in that position, because when I was younger, I was teaching dance classes. I didn't need the money. So anytime I got any fucking guff or lip from these banking cocksucking motherfucking pieces of shit, and that's a disgrace, that's an insult to cocksucking motherfucking pieces of shit when I compare them to bankers, I could just say, yeah, fuck you, I'm done. Yeah, go fuck yourself, I'm out of here. You should have seen this fat guy. I won't mention his name. This fat guy, he couldn't fucking believe I told him off. And he ended up working for a bank that ended up getting a cease and desist order. I actually went and visited him. He knows, if he's watching this, he knows who he is, because you're this big, fat, motherfucking piece of shit, and you're so fat, your gut, he is so fat. He's one of them guys, like, he's Peter Griffin. Like, they can get away with naked people because their guts are so big it covers their genitalia. That's this guy. This guy his gut, he was such a fat fuck. He's probably dead now, I don't know. And if he's not dead, he's living a life that's not worth living. Anyway, I visited him and thanked him in person congratulated about his cease and desist order. He didn't like that. He didn't like that. Anyway, where was he going? Oh, so you got to, like I said, no guarantee you're going to make a lot of money on this, but that's your ticket out. In other words, you use the corporations. You use these corporate cock-sucking, soul-sucking, verminous, parasitical lamprey scum. You use them. They're a stopgap. They're a temporary measure. They're a antibiotic to get you over the sickness. You just tolerate it. But don't put your faith and your soul and your heart into it. That's where you go with entrepreneurship. Now, here's the other thing about running your own separate game and your other entrepreneurship. Especially when you are younger, in your teens or your 20s or your college, you're going to think that people who are older than you know something that you don't. Like, they're so wise, they're so intelligent. Trust me, as a guy who's their age, and someone who's worked with these older people and figured it all out, they are no smarter and no more intelligent than you. There is no wisdom they have that you don't. Most of business is common sense. It's logical. Look at Zuckerberg. Look at Gates. Look at Jobs. Look at all these guys who were young when they started this shit. Okay? They made money. They made profit at a very young age. And did they have business acumen? No, because they had common sense. That's all business is. So when you get into this world, you say, well, is that a fox? Holy shit, that's a fox. I don't live right in the city, although I have seen foxes in it, but there's a fox over there. It's really cool. If you haven't seen, foxes are pretty cool. They're not deer, you fucking almost hit them with the car. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, don't let starting your own business intimidate you. These old farts don't know anything more than you do. If anything, they're worse off because they've been so corrupted and brainwashed after decades of ass-kissing and brown-nosing and being the conformist corporate man. They've lost any kind of creativity and innovation about them. And I've seen it. It happens. But you need to have faith in yourself. Right? Now, if you're going to be a dumb fucking cocksucking piece of shit and go start a sports bar, I'm going to start a trinket shop for you ladies. I know you like trinket shops, or horse farm. Okay? Stop being idiots. You got to find something that works. Okay? Now, what that is, again, that's going to take 10 years of wandering in the desert. But once you find it, don't be intimidated that you don't know accounting, that you don't know taxes. That's what you pay an accountant for. But to run a business is not that hard. It takes common sense and intellectual honesty. That's it. That's all it takes. You'll figure it out. It's logical. Even, okay, look, I'm the big time economist finance guy, right? Okay, so look how intelligent he was. Oh, what kind of accounting system does he have? My accounting system is a shoebox. I'm not joking you. I have, well, it's not a shoebox. It's a bit bigger than a shoebox, but it's a box, cardboard box. I take my receipts, throw them in there. End of the year, tally them up in an Excel spreadsheet. I put together my income statement. I give it to my accountant tax girlfriend who dresses in sexy lingerie and does my taxes. Does your accountant dress in sexy lingerie for you while doing your taxes? No, mine does. Mine does. Of course, if your accountant's name is Bob, perhaps you don't want him to dress in sexy lingerie. Maybe you do. I don't know. Who am I to judge? If it makes you happy that Bob's dressed in lingerie doing your taxes, go, do, be happy. To quote Eddie Izzard, do what you want to do. Life is good. So, have faith. That's the point. Don't think you need to know something more. You don't. It's very common. I'm being serious. I want you to listen to this. Being very, very serious. If you have the business acumen to run a lemonade stand, then you can run a business. That's it. That's so simple. They make it seem so like you gotta have a business degree and an MBA. It's bullshit. You notice how every bubble, every major financial economic crisis is caused by MBAs? Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So that's the other thing. In addition to playing the game, just gonna have to play it, you're gonna have to take your knocks, put food on the table. You run the secondary game, making sure that you can free yourself from this other third rail of bullshit, but then also have the faith in this, what would we call it? Freedom. Have faith in this freedom. All right? You'll do your work, you'll do it, and I guarantee you know what's going to give you the incentive to go and work really hard and bust your ass off and pursue it? Working in fucking corporate America. I mean, my God, could you imagine working at BMO Harris with that level of fucking brainwashed, leftist, feminist, cocksucking, diversity bullshit tripe? You just want to help, you want to excel, you want to perform. That's not possible in a corporate environment. When you're self-employed, there is no boss. You're the boss. You're in supreme command. You really got to look at it as like this. If you work at a company like BMO Harris, any large corporation, is this big, slow, bureaucratic oil tanker that's just slowly moving along. And unfortunately, there's no one captain. It's a bunch of political bullshit Game of Thrones to finally get to the helm. Do you even want to be piloting that? As an entrepreneur, you're the small, nimble F-16 fighter plane. You're just zipping around. I want to go this way. I want to go that way. That's it. Forget performance. Talk about sanity. You know what? I mean, the biggest revenge I have on my previous bosses is not that they're running their companies into the ground. It's not that I can look them up and find out that their companies and the banks are still performing shittily. That's not it. What it is knowing that every day, those guys, those idiotics, the idiotic retards, they gotta go in every day and deal with that bullshit. I don't. Of course, I've been sick, but I woke up at like 11:30 this morning. I woke up later than 11 a.m. every day for the past 5 days. Again, though I've been sick. Normally, though, I wake up 9, 10. You know what I do? I go to my bar. Opens up at noon. And I sit there, I got internet access, I have my coffee. And it took a long time to get here, it did. But I figured out my business idea. And that is the biggest revenge against every motherfucking cocksucking piece of shit baby boomer motherfuckers out there. Because I don't say this to make me feel better. I don't say this because I hate you so much I want to make it seem like I'm doing better. I am doing better. And so can you. Right? You just got to find out what that is. Again, it took me 15 years to figure this out. It took me 15 years to figure it. Maybe you'll be lucky. Maybe you won't be so lucky. Maybe it'll be 20 years. But in the end, when you can go and wake up when you want, do what you want, and not have to commute, you say, yeah, you know what? I'm not sitting in a meeting because your meetings are fucking bullshit and nothing ever gets done. That right there is the payoff. That's the ultimate payoff because you have your sanity, your mental health, and your freedom. And you're not going to get that going through BMO Harris becoming their diversity coordinator, diversity cocksucker, diversity, cheerleader. I don't know what it is. It's going to be you doing your own thing. Of course, you need to use BMO Harris, right? So there's the point. Use them for as little time as necessary. Like this bank I worked out in Wyoming, they had no fucking clue. I was playing them the entire time. I just needed a certain amount of money. I wanted to go out west and explore, but I also needed a certain amount of money to pay down my house so I could refinance it, and all this. I used them. Didn't really need to go to Wyoming. I wanted to go to Wyoming, and I ended up taking advantage of them. And the day after, see, here's what's funny, and hopefully some of you guys are watching. They gave me a signing bonus, and if I lasted a year, I would get to keep the signing bonus. So I waited the day after. So like there was no like the day of, because you were 364 days, 23 hours and 59 minutes. Give us your money back. I waited till like the next day. Here's a fuck it. Yeah, go fuck yourself. They said to go fuck yourself, and it was wonderful. And then I went and drove down to Phoenix on my motorcycle. Wyoming to Phoenix, beautiful drive, beautiful. Went down one side of the Rocky Mountains, came back up the other side. Beautiful. You got to go to Utah. Go to the Catania Indian Reservation, southern Utah. Just check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about. So that's it. You got to go. I'm sorry, guys. That final point would be this. You don't have a choice, especially you younger people. Your employers are not going to provide you the money and the resources you're going to need to support yourself, let alone a house and a family and retirement. That's not going to happen. There just isn't enough economic productivity. We're going the socialist route with Barack, the fucking cocksucker Obama. So you need to come up with your own business plan. You need to come up with your own source of income. And it needs to be independent of everybody else. It's got to be. And I'm sorry, I know it's going to suck. I know that's something you don't want to hear. I know you would have liked to just be Ward Cleaver working. Not going to happen. So that's all I got. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of guidance. Run the two-pronged strategy, and hopefully you have a better life than me. Toodles.